She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories. Axl Rose, lots of twang. So, the next vocal effect that I'd like to talk to you about is sort of closely associated really with musical theatre. And it's called twang. And what twang does is it basically adds a very bright, edgy, metallic tone to your voice. This is quite uncomfortable for some people to practice because it's such a radical departure from what they might be used to singing. However, twang is a great way of getting real brightness and edge into the top of your voice. And like all vocal effects, it doesn't have to be done at 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, there are certain singers that use twang at a really high degree. And for them, it's really effective. But perhaps the queen of twang would be Anastacia. And if you can remember the hit that really kind of launched her onto the scene, we had, "Now baby, come on, don't claim the love." And that real edge to her voice can be something that kind of makes you step back a little bit, but it can be really exciting, particularly if you take it right up into the higher parts of your voice. It can add real drama, particularly if you have a voice that you don't really feel takes you into the dynamic areas that you want to be in. So to get twang into your voice, there are a number of things that you can do. It's a very natural sound, and the reason I say it's a very natural sound is that you hear it in the playground all the time, and when babies are crying and trying to get attention, it's the sound that they make. So if you want to get twang into your voice, it can feel a little bit weird, probably not something you want to do in a crowded room. Find yourself a nice isolated spot, and if you can mimic the sound of a baby crying, so you get that wah, 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 that's the sound you're going for. If you think of children taunting each other in a playground, that na 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 na. A spoken example of it would be the character Janice from Friends, whose catchphrase just went completely viral. And if you type Janice, oh my God, into YouTube, you will get dozens of clips of Janice going, oh my God. Now that's twang at its absolute limit. And at its absolute limit, it sounds fantastic. It's really exciting. There's no questioning that it has an immediacy that can turn a voice that's lacking in any real drama into a total laser beam. But it doesn't have to always be done at that kind of level. Other singers that do use it at that kind of level would be singers like Chaka Khan. So if you think of the beginning of I'm everyone, that first I'm, obviously an octave higher for her, is really dramatic and really grabs your attention. You hear it in other songs of hers to a slightly lesser degree with what you gonna do for me? Tell me something good. It adds a real kind of, funk is known for having vocal extremes, but it adds a real kind of sense of drama. I've already mentioned that it happens across all genres, and you might not associate things like rock with twang, but that Axl Rose sound of, she's got a smile that it seems to me, has real twang running all the way through it. One singer that you might not immediately associate with twang would be Stevie Wonder, because although twang is running through his voice, it's not turned up to 10 on the dial. It gives his sound a real immediacy and a real cut and a real edge, particularly in his higher notes, without having quite the same impact as someone like Anastacia or Chaka Khan, because it's just turned down a little bit. But the sound is fantastic, and it's sort of more apparent in a way in his earlier material. And if you think of something like, baby, everything is all right, uptight, out of sight, that sound has got twang running all the way through it, but because it's not turned up to 10 on the dial, it doesn't feel quite as laser beam in its effect, but it still gives the sound edge and cut. What people don't often associate with twang is that it can be quite useful at the bottom of your voice as well. People think of twang as being up and high, but I get a lot of singers who want to sing the song Alone by heart. And the reason they want to work on it is because they know they have this great upper register. And in fact, that's the part of the song that they possibly don't need to work on. And I regularly get singers coming in with the, I hear the ticking of the clock, I'm lying here, and it dissolves into nothing. If you put a little bit of twang through the bottom of that note, and you can then end up with the, I hear the ticking of the clock, I'm lying here, the room's pitch dark. That twang gives a sort of reediness to the very bottom of a voice that can make the lower notes in your register have a little bit more drama and a little bit more cut so that they carry a bit further. So the way into twang is to exaggerate it. Think of Anastacia, think of Shaka Khan, think of Axl Rose, think of the school playground with a na 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 na, but then realize it doesn't have to be done at that level to get the same sort of effect as you get with Stevie Wonder with a baby. It's still got twang, it's just not turned up to full tilt.